Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Let's finish up today discussing about the central nervous system. We'll finish up discussing the structure of the spinal cord. So here we'll be talking simply how the spinal cord is structured and how it functions. So the spinal cord functions primarily in the transmission of the neural signals between the brain and the rest of the body, but it also contains the neural circuits that can independently control numerous reflexes and the central pattern generators. So that's how this spinal cord looks like and how it functions. Now, it carries out two main functions. The first one that it connects a large part of the peripheral nervous system to the brain. I will be talking next in next slides. This the peripheral nervous system. Uh, what it does that it connects the large part of the various information that is obtained from the various nerves, this peripheral nervous system to the brain. The information, which are the nerve impulses reaching the spinal cord through the sensory neurons, is transmitted up into the brain, whereby also the signals rising in the motor areas of the brain travel back down the cord and live in the motor neurons. So that's how this spinal cord connects a large part of the peripheral nervous system to the brain by transmitting the information that is the nerve impulses from the uh, reaching uh, from the sensory neurons into the brain, and also transmitting the signals arising in the motor areas of the brain, traveling back down to the this spinal cord and live in the motor neurons. While the second main function that the spinal cord also acts as a minor coordinating center responsible for the some reflexes like withdrawal reflexes when maybe facing with uh, some kind of stimuli like maybe heat. So the spinal cord is there as to control some kind of simple reflexes like withdrawing maybe your hand or leg from the hot object. Here we're talking about the intermediate neurons carrying the impulses to and from the specific receptors and the effectors, whereby they are could be together in the spinal tracts. So these are just the two main functions of the spinal cord in relating to how it is structured. Uh, Moving on, let's see the peripheral nervous system, abbreviated as PNS. I will finish it up discussing about the central nervous system that contains the brain and the spinal cord. So today, let's move on further to the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is the one that is made up of the network of the nerves linking various parts of the body to the brain and the spinal cord. It includes the cranial nerves, the spinal nerves and their roots and the branches, peripheral nerves and the neuromuscular functions. The peripheral nervous system has mainly two components, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So these are the main two components of the peripheral nervous system. The PNS consists of all of the nerves that lie outside the brain and the spinal cord. So simply this peripheral nervous system, what it has, it consists of all the nerves that are just outside the brain and the spinal cord. Now, let's see the components of the peripheral nervous system and their functions. We said that there are two main components, the somatic nervous system and the other one, which we said the autonomic. So the somatic nervous system is made up of the nerves that connect to the voluntary skeletal muscles and to the sensory receptors. So this is the first component whereby it is made up of the nerves that are connected to the voluntary skeletal muscles and to the sensory receptors. It is composed of the afferent nerves that carry the information to the central nervous system, that is the spinal cord, and the efferent nerves that carry the neural impulses away from the central nervous system. Now, this system is the one that is responsible for the involuntary control of the skeletal muscles, bones, and the sense organs. Talking about the autonomic nervous system, here this autonomic nervous system is the one that is further divided or further subdivided into the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. So these are the two main components that are subsided from the autonomic nervous system. About the sympathetic nervous system, it activates the fight or flight response under sudden or stressful circumstances. For instance, by raising the heart rate and dilating the pupils. So this is the first component or subsided part of the this kind of a peripheral nervous system, whereby it activates the fight or flight response under maybe certain kind of situations or sudden stressful circumstances. The second one is the parathymetic uh, nervous system. Uh, this parathymetic nervous system, it helps the body return to normal activity after after kind of certain kind of an emergency, which conserve the energy and replenishes the system. Together, these two systems, they regulate the homeostasis, which are basically the normal body conditions within the body. So whereby one repairing the body for action and the other one just repairing the body afterward. So the first one is the one that preparing the body for the action, maybe a sudden stressful circumstance, while the other one, that is the parathymetic, uh, is the one that repairs the body afterward after certain kind of situation. So I hope that's all clear. Thank you for listening. We've discussed the spinal cord. We've seen briefly the functions of it, and then we moved on to the peripheral nervous system, abbreviated as PNS. I hope that's all clear, and thank you.